The Humans is a movie based off the play done by the director. He also wrote and directed this film. This movie, I didn't really know anything about it, to be honest. I knew it was a drama film. My friend wanted to see it. There was some talk of Oscar. Maybe it's Oscar bait. I'm not really sure if it is, but either way, it has a pretty solid cast. So that's what grabbed me. I really enjoy Richard Jenkins. He's in a lot of good dramas. I also like Beanie Feldstein, actually. She's a rising star. She's been in a couple of lame comedies, but she's also been in some really good stuff like Booksmart and other things. And I know a lot of people give Amy Schumer a lot of shit for the whole stealing jokes thing, but she is also, I also enjoy the work of Amy Schumer whenever she's writing. She doesn't write this movie, but she's in it and she does a good job. And then we got some other people in there too, like Steven Yeun and the mom character. So the story is basically about a couple, and they start moving into their New York apartment, which is like on top of each other. There's like one space, and then there's like a spiral staircase that goes onto the above, and it's a really old building. So the movie is a little bit gratuitous in showing multiple shots of decaying pieces of the apartment. So like, bad wiring, the lights go out, there's weird sounds from the laundry room, from the subway, from the neighbors, from the window to the radiator, and it's really gratuitous. I think the director should have maybe not have done that too much. I know the play is going to be different from the movie, but he didn't have to indulge that much. So there's a lot of just shots of windowsills and just pipes and things like that. And there's also a shot of this feather on a windowsill that just, too much of that. But onto the story. So essentially, this couple is moving into their apartment, and they're inviting the mom and dad and sister over to have a sort of housewarming Thanksgiving get-together. So everyone sort of just is into small talk. It's very natural the way the movie is. They all have their little gifts for each other for Thanksgiving, and they're just sort of, small talk, frivolous conversation, like how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. How come you're moving out here? How come you don't live in Ohio? Things like that. And then as the night goes on, people drink more, and then they loosen up, and it becomes a sort of a real look into the perverted version of the American dream. Because most people think American dream is like a house with a white picket fence, dog, kids, sunny neighborhood with neighbors. The new American dream for this couple is just to have a condo and just have their parents over for dinner. But people start to divulge how bad turn of events. The sister has some health problems that caused her to get let go from work, and they pushed her out, so she's having a bit of a rough time, especially with her girlfriend. That's Amy Schumer's character. She's basically like a sad sack, and she does a really great job, a lot of subtle humor. Meanwhile, there's also a little bit of strange stuff with the generations going on, because the dad is not very sympathetic with everything, and people don't really understand there's a huge cultural difference between the generations, because the main character, the daughter, she basically wants to become a music thing, and she's not really able to get it. She keeps getting rejected. And then also her boyfriend had some mental health issues too, and he just kind of scoffs at them, and it sort of shows how uncaring other people can be. But I really liked how the movie shifts from just a simple sort of indie drama film into a real American nightmare. By the end of the movie, all of the secrets are revealed, but it's not done in an overly cheesy or overly cliche way. It's more of a just let it out there, and just that's the new reality. And it's just really depressing. It's really raw. It's some of the dialogue is just too true to life. You have the out of touch parent that's like, "Oh, I saw this article about this thing. I had to share it to you." And "Are you okay? Do you need money?" And things like that. And then other people picking on things like this and that. Criticizing. There's a lot of really on the nose, realistic dialogue, and just character dynamics and moments. The acting's really good too. There's a lot of good weird camera angles here and there. I especially like the sort of pull under the rug stuff. The family does this tradition where they try to break this candy peppermint thing and talk about what they're thankful for, but immediately after we get this big reveal. And the movie just has a really good cast. It does a really great job with the material. The guy who wrote it did the play, so besides the overly indulgent shots of decaying pieces of furniture and the windowsill, the rest of the human elements are all really there. And I can understand why this movie is called The Humans, because it is just a really visceral and searing look at modern day people and their lives, and it's never too over the top. It's always very intimate and raw. So The Humans was a really great movie, so I give it a 7.5 out of 10.